Now to our other top story. Reactions to the verdict in the Jacob McDonald trial are now pouring in.
They suffered a tremendous loss. It's an incalculable loss. And, unfortunately, the system didn't serve him.
Guilty on 6 misdemeanor counts of vehicular homicide. That is the ruling by a Licking County judge for Jacob McDonald. He was found not guilty of reckless driving, among several other charges. McDonald is the driver of the semi-truck that caused the fiery charter bus crash on I-70 in 2023. 6 people died.
So we start our team coverage tonight with the very latest from inside that courtroom.
Yeah, that's where we're going to find 10 TV's Lacey Cripps. She was there when that verdict was read.
It was clear by the emotional reaction by many in the courtroom that they were surprised and even hurt by Judge David Brandstuhl's decision to find Jacob McDonald guilty of lesser misdemeanor charges.
This is an incredibly difficult case, not just because of the catastrophe that happened or who it happened to, but also because of the conflicting evidence.
You could feel the anticipation in the courtroom in the minutes leading up to Licking County Judge David Brandstuhl announcing his verdict. Semi-driver Jacob McDonald opted for a bench trial or for a judge to decide instead of a jury.
Frankly, I did not find the evidence regarding the data from the cell phone to be convincing.
You could hear the emotional reaction and see the tears flowing as Brandstuhl said he found McDonald guilty of misdemeanors. Several of the victims' family members were so overcome, they had to walk out of the courtroom.
They suffered a tremendous loss. It's an incalculable loss. And, unfortunately, the system didn't serve him.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Clifford Murphy says he respects Judge Brandstuhl, but his heart goes out to the Tusky Valley families.
I don't think that when you bury 6 people and you have a number of other people who have suffered serious harm, life-changing injuries, that there's going to be closure. I don't think that any verdict in this court would bring closure to the severity of loss that these people have suffered.
I don't think there's any winners here. It's a tragic set of circumstances.
Defense attorney Chris Brigden said it was an accident, a horrible tragedy, but still an accident, and McDonald has to live with knowing he caused the crash and death of 6 people for the rest of his life.
I think he's devastated. In all my interactions with him, he regardless of what today's outcome is, I think that he personally knows that he was a proximate cause of these deaths and injuries, and I think it's devastated him personally.
McDonald has been in jail since last July when he was indicted on these charges. He went back to jail today and will be held there until he is sentenced. That date has not been set. In Newark, Lacey Cripps, 10 TV News.
Well, you saw it there. It's hard to imagine what those families are going through because it is a very emotional day for the families of the victims in this case. 10 TV's Kevin Landers is live for us right now with their reaction. Kevin, do these families feel that justice was served at all today?
Not at all. There is a lot of heartbreak for families at the Tusky Valley bus crash who lost loved ones, as well as those whose loved ones were injured. Matter of fact, moments after the first verdict was read, a family member, as Lacey mentioned, burst into the door in the overflow room where we were standing and said, "I can't blank believe it," and was escorted into the hallway. Now, Daniel Goodall is the mother of one of those injured on the bus. Her daughter, Bryn, had a spinal cord injury. She was getting up to walk to the bathroom in the bus when the crash happened. Her mother says doctor gave her daughter a 5% chance to walk again, and she did. She broke her pelvis in 13 places. After the verdict, her mother spoke out about what she says was justice denied.
If someone can count 7 seconds right now, that is how much time, no matter what he was doing, to stop. So count 7 seconds.
No.
That's a long time.
If you could speak to Mr. McDonald, what would you want to say to him?
Can you please just be honest and say what you did that day and that you're sorry?
Now, mom tells us that her daughter is going to graduate in June, and then she'll be off to Kent State to study nursing. None of the family members who lost loved ones who left the courthouse wanted to speak to the media. Ahead at 6, we'll have more reaction from this verdict. Reporting live outside the Licking County Courthouse, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.